Yes, warriors, welcome to this video on the Anxiety Guy YouTube channel. Today we're talking about hypochondria and health anxiety, my top 10 rules to crush hypochondria and health anxiety. Now, this subject is so dear to my heart because I struggled for so many years. And as you'll notice in the latest videos, they're mainly based around health anxiety. I feel like we have momentum as a tribe, as a community now. I feel like we're gaining the knowledge. I feel like we're gaining the mindsets and skill sets based around CBT and NLP to once and for all tackle these challenges, not mental illnesses, challenges that are based around health anxiety and generalized anxiety. So thank you so much for being a part of this, guys. Top 10 rules, let's get into it right away. Rule number 1, we must change the meaning of disease. Go on YouTube, go on Google, you'll notice tons of success stories, natural success stories based around alkalining the body, based around raw food diets, based around herbal cleanses, whatever it may be, that these people are overcoming things like cancer. We must change the way we look at disease first and foremost. It is not the end all be all, okay? So the way we look at physical ailments as, oh my goodness, if I have that, then I've got something life-threatening. We must in fact change the meaning behind it. We must see it in a different light. We must look at it as a temporary place of unbalance for our mind and body, and that's all it is. Change the meaning, change the way you feel about physical ailments first and foremost. Number 2, we must learn to replace a behavior with another behavior. Let's say you Google your symptoms. Let's say you avoid certain things. What we must do is we must go, yes, this behavior is in fact causing me more anxiety. It's causing me more fear and worry. So what I'm going to do is replace that behavior with something else. I'll give you an example. When this is more for the support team of health anxiety sufferers, okay? So Robin, my fiance, okay, was the very only real support team I had. She was my place of reassurance, but reassurance didn't get me anywhere, okay? So what we did is we came up with a plan. Every single time I talked about my anxiety, every single time I feared myself and I touched a part of my body or a physical ailment, I thought something was happening, I would go to her and I'd ask her for reassurance, or I'd call her, oh my God, Robin, I'm not feeling very good and such. What we decided to do was that I had lots of skill sets. I had lots of skill sets to overcome these issues. So when I went in that direction, that path, what we decided was that she was going to walk away for 10 minutes. She was going to give me 10 minutes for me to dialogue with that part of me that was thinking a threat was present. Okay? Dialogue with my Daffy Duck, my fear in the back of my mind, my subconscious mind. Dialogue with my amygdala, my panic, okay? And in 10 minutes, I had that time where I couldn't rely on someone or something else. So the behavior for Robin was that instead of giving me reassurance, everything's gonna be okay, you're healthy, blah, 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 and then it just kept the cycle going, she would go away for 10 minutes, and then she would come back, and then I would start talking about something different, my breakthroughs, or anything. What are we gonna do for dinner, honey? Okay, so that's a way you can change a behavior from one thing to another, okay? Very, very important. Another way you can do it is you get this urge to Google your symptoms. First thing you can do, take a cold shower, 30 seconds, break your state, break the pattern. Again, when you get an urge, change the behavior, replace it with something different, something that's gonna frazzle your brain, something that's gonna lead you in a direction of this new identity of yourself, empowered. Number 3, see yourself as a magnet. You are a magnet. Your words, your emotions, your behaviors, okay? We are always programming people in the outside world to respond to us without saying a single word, through our physiology, through the words we're telling ourselves internally, through our emotions and behaviors. Now, if we want things to change, we must in fact see ourselves as a magnet, okay? We are attracting more of these circumstances, more fear, more worry, more anxiety into our lives by not focusing on the words I use internally and externally. How do I talk to other people? My emotions, okay? Remember that an emotion is a call for guidance. An emotion doesn't mean that you must react to that emotion, okay? Let's say you get this feeling, oh my goodness, what's going to happen? I've got a sensation. Oh, I've got to do something about it. No, 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 no. Your subconscious mind is saying, here's an emotion, here's what we think is happening. Guide us. Let us know what to do with this information, is what your subconscious mind is saying in that moment. Behaviors. If you've got behaviors like we talked about in number 2, those behaviors must be replaced with other behaviors. Now this goes back to cognitive behavioral therapy in the form of behavioral therapy, changing the behavior. So see yourself as a magnet, okay? And be uncomfortable with anything that resembles this identity, this anxiety suit that you put on a daily basis. Number 4, get uncomfortable saying, doing, being anything related to anxiety. From now on, it's like a bed of needles, okay? So when you get the urge to talk about your anxiety, to do something related to, avoidance behaviors, or, I really want to talk to someone about my anxiety, I need that reassurance, whatever it is, stop. Understand that there's a bed of needles and there's you. Every single time you catch yourself, you're basically going, woo, boom, and you're going to basically get yourself out of that state. Okay, you're going to snap yourself out of it. You're going to break your pattern. And the way you break your pattern is you become conscious. You become conscious of the direction you're headed. Okay, so anything that you're saying, doing, being that relates to anxiety, again, falling on a bed of needles, catch yourself, get back on track. Get back on track towards recovery. Get back on track towards living the life you know you can live. It's within your grasp. It's right there. All we need to do is understand that worry does not keep us safe. A part of us is saying the more you worry, the more safety you will have. It is complete BS is what it is, okay? It's a program, it's a condition that needs to be broken. And it starts with self-awareness and it starts with consciousness, okay? Number 5, replace your identity. Replace your identity, okay? When you wake up in the morning, you're putting on the anxiety suit. You put it on, you grab your bag of anxiety, and you're walking around all day long. Hey, Tim, how are you today, Tim? Oh, I'm good. And then a part of you is checking in to see what's going on with your symptoms, your sensations, and a part of you is in fact engaged in the conversation. Baggage, identity. Rip that suit off, put a new suit on. Now, you could be anything from superwoman to creative genius, to social butterfly, however you want to see yourself from now on, okay? So very, very important that when we detach from this current identity and we replace it with a new identity, we start to change the way we see ourselves. We start to change our thoughts, our behaviors, our emotions change. The world changes, people change. It's funny how that works when we change the way we see ourselves. Now, what I would do, and this is your homework, okay? Come up with your identity, okay? Put a word, maybe Superman or Superwoman, okay, in the middle of a piece of paper. Write that down. Now put a bubble around it, and then make 15 lines around that name and that bubble, okay? And these lines are gonna be anything that relates to this new identity. So how does this person in fact think? How does this person behave? What kind of habits do they have in the morning? What kind of habits do they have in the evening? How do they interact with other people? How do they look at life? What's their life metaphors? So anything that goes in line with this new identity, write it down so you get to know this person better, and then start to act in that way. Start to think in that way. Start training your subconscious mind to understand that a change is okay. Number 6, understand and apply the law of substitution and the law of repetition. Nothing changes until you repeat something consistently. This is the law of repetition, okay? We must engage in the law of repetition on a daily basis. But Dennis, I tried everything. Okay, well, how much emotion did you have behind what you tried? How focused were you? Did you in fact understand the instructions behind those skill sets? And did you practice it on a daily basis, being completely focused and absorbed in what you were doing? Repetition, my friends. Repetition is the mother of all skill. And substitution. A thought cannot be deleted. A behavior cannot be stopped. But you can replace, you can substitute a thought. You can substitute a behavior. And that is the law of substitution. Practice those on a daily basis, my hypochondriac warriors out there. Number 7, wake up and go to sleep with a new routine that encourages progress. When you wake up in the morning, what's the first thing you do? Remember, the 2 most important times of the day, 30 minutes when you wake up, 30 minutes when you go to sleep, before you go to sleep. What are you doing in those times? Do you wake up and run to the shower and think about how crappy your day is going to go? I hope this doesn't happen. Are you thinking about all the different ways you can avoid certain environments or people so that you don't feel sensations and symptoms of anxiety? Stop. Come up with a new habit in the morning. Listen to the other podcast episodes, the other videos, tons of skill sets. Start the End the Anxiety program. There's so much out there as far as resources go that you can start to change your routine in the morning. Change your routine in the evening. Very, very important, guys. Okay? And this goes hand in hand with your new identity. What would Superwoman do in the morning? What would Superman do in the morning? Right? What would creative genius do in the morning and in the evening? Right? What would social butterfly, if that's your new identity, do in the morning and the evening? Number 8, train your subconscious to understand that belief changes are in fact safe. You must show that part of you, that 90% of you in the back of your mind, your subconscious mind that holds your memories, your decisions, your thoughts, your belief systems, that part of you that is running the show, that is running the ship, that is driving the bus, you must show it that a belief change is in fact safe and necessary. Very, very important. And the way we do that again is through repetition, okay, and a plan. You must have a strategy. You must have a strategy. You must master your psychology, and you must master your physiology, your breathing patterns and your posture. These things are very, very important. And when you combine all these 3 things, you begin to show your subconscious that a belief change is in fact safe and necessary, everybody. Okay? Number 9, eliminate. Please eliminate all negative programming from your life. Throw the TV out the balcony and make sure it doesn't fall on anybody. Make sure you change what kind of music you listen to. Is it stimulating? What kind of lyrics does it have? Is it calming? Is it relaxing? Okay? And if there's anybody in your life that you think fuels more anxiety, hit the road. Done. Done with you. Okay? Audit your friends list. Audit your life. If there's anything that's causing more anxiety, more fuel on the fire, get rid of it. Done with it. Replace it with something else. TV, reading books, Googling symptoms, Googling influencers and role models, okay? Doing your homework as far as your identity bubble goes. Very important. Number 10. Now remember, before I get into number 10, this is all related to my beliefs, my opinions, okay? My experiences. So, I had a lot of trouble with talk therapists back in the day. I remember examining my thought over and over and over again. I remember being regressed back in the day to when these thoughts appeared, which is all fine and dandy. But I encourage you, if something is not working, change it. And that means that number 10 is replace talk therapy with CBT or NLP, a practitioner that has been in your shoes. Because you don't want someone that grabs a book, puts it in front of them and goes, oh, so you have health anxiety. I've never heard of that before. Oh, so hypochondria. Hold on, let me look that up for a sec. Oh, okay, here's what we need to do. Guys, the person you're working with has to relate to your story, okay? My one-on-ones aren't incredibly powerful because of CBT or NLP. It's because I can relate, and it's because I can give feedback through someone who's been in your shoes, who's overcome the struggles of health anxiety and generalized anxiety, okay? That's very important. So I encourage you to do this. If you're not seeing results in your life, and lots of people I've talked to have gone, Dennis, I've been in talk therapy for years. Years? Years? Really? So the idea behind psychoanalysis is that between 7 to 12 years, you will in fact get 30% success out of that. And that's a high number, okay? If something is not working, change it. If you've given it enough time and it's not working, find somebody that resonates, okay, with you. Find someone who's been in your shoes. Find someone that can give you the mindset and the skill set to overcome health anxiety naturally. Naturally, okay? Because, listen to me, this is not a mental illness. This is a temporary conditioning programming problem is what it is. We've got to eliminate those words, mental illness, because mental illness means it's not within my grasp. It's too far from me, okay? It's beyond me. And this, my friends, health anxiety and hypochondria is not beyond you. It is not beyond you. Recovery is within your grasp. Use this video. Use it. Share it with other people, forums, chats. Let them understand where health anxiety and hypochondria is coming from. The truth, guys. I love you so very much. I'll see you in the next video. And remember, you are more than anxiety. Love you guys.